This week on Emmerdale has been nothing short of a roller coaster, with emotions running high and tension building in every corner of the village. But amid all the drama, there are certain moments that just don't seem to add up, leaving us scratching our heads in confusion. From Bear's ongoing struggles to Graham's questionable loyalty to Joe and the curious disappearance of several characters, there's a lot to unpack. One of the most perplexing storylines this week revolves around Bear and his desperate need for help. Bear, clearly in pain and struggling with addiction, went to see Manpreet for support, only to be sent away with a suggestion to seek counseling. It's not that counseling isn't important, but Bear's situation is much more complex than a simple recommendation. Addiction doesn't disappear with a few words of advice. He's been relying on painkillers and sleeping pills to cope with his emotional and physical pain, and just telling him to get counseling doesn't address the deeper issue. There was no real plan in place to help him through the withdrawal or to provide the kind of psychological support he desperately needs. Manpreet, a medical professional, should have known better. Watching Bear leave her office with no real help felt like a missed opportunity to give him the care he so urgently needs. And it's not just Manpreet who's falling short in Bear's life. Despite everyone around him seeing the struggle, no one seems to be taking the necessary steps to intervene and get him the help he requires. Then there's Graham's inexplicable loyalty to Joe. It's baffling to see a character like Graham, someone who has always been tough and calculated, allow Joe to manipulate and control him so easily. After all, this is the same man who faked his death and lived in the shadows for years. So why is he so submissive to Joe now? This week, Graham backed Kane after discovering that Kane has cancer, and when Joe reacted angrily, telling him he should have stayed dead, Graham simply apologized. This is not the Graham we know. Something doesn't add up, and I can't help but wonder if there's a deeper game being played here. Graham, who's always been a man of secrets and plans, can't be as easily controlled as he appears. It seems like there's more going on beneath the surface, and we're just not seeing the full picture yet. Another confusing turn of events is the sudden shift in Evan's storyline. After months of being sidelined, we suddenly find out that Evan's treatment is working, and he's doing well. Dawn and Billy, who have been absent for so long, are celebrating his recovery, but where has all this been happening? Who's been taking care of Evan during his treatment? The seriousness of his illness was glossed over, and his recovery felt rushed. It's as though the writers decided to wrap up this storyline in a tidy bow without giving us the proper emotional depth or understanding of what Evan has gone through. It left me feeling like his battle with leukemia wasn't fully explored, and we were just supposed to accept that everything is fine now. That lack of attention to detail left a lot of viewers questioning the sincerity of Evan's recovery. And speaking of characters, where are they all? This week, so many people have vanished from the screen with no explanation. The children, in particular, seem to be missing in action. Dottie, Thomas, Moses Dingle, and others have hardly been seen. Laurel, who used to be seen doing school runs, hasn't appeared at all, and Gabby's son is nowhere to be found. Even more puzzling is the absence of the pets. Vinny's dog, Chip, has disappeared, and Belle's dog, Piper, who had such an emotional return, hasn't been seen in ages. It's like these characters and their lives have been completely forgotten, which is strange considering how important they've been to the storyline in the past. While Emmerdale certainly delivered its fair share of drama this week, it also left us with a lot of unanswered questions. With so many characters and storylines unfolding, it's difficult to keep track of the details. I hope that in the coming weeks, the writers will start to connect the dots and bring these loose ends together in a more satisfying way. From my perspective, there's something to be said about pacing and character development in this show. The dramatic moments are exciting, but they can feel hollow if they aren't backed up by strong character arcs and meaningful resolutions. It's frustrating to watch characters like Bear and Graham go through such emotional turmoil, only to have their struggles glossed over or treated superficially. I'm still invested in the show, but I can't help but wish for a bit more depth and consistency in how these stories are told. What do you think? Are you as confused as I am about some of these storylines? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.